So this lesson is over binomial theorem, which is basically you taking multiple binomials, so like a binomial to the fifth power, and instead of having to take two of them, so such as if you had x plus 2 to the fifth, this really means x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 2. So that means we would have to multiply this and we would get a trinomial. Then we would multiply it by another x plus 2 and get our polynomial. And then multiply it by x plus 2 and then get that polynomial and keep going. So that takes a long process. So we can do what's called binomial expansion through the binomial theorem. And it's still a little tedious, but it's quicker than having to multiply those binomials over and over and over again. So Pascal was a mathematician that figured out a particular sequence of numbers called the Pascal's triangle. And so we can use those. So the Pascal's triangle has ones, and each row has ones at the ends. And then the next row is derived by adding the 2 above it. So 1 plus 1 is 2. It always starts with 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1. 1. Let's see here. 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Now if we do another one, you could keep going forever if you really wanted to. I don't, but you might. But you could keep going forever and ever because this pattern is an infinite pattern. Okay, so then what we do is this is the 0 row because we're thinking powers. This is to the first. This is to the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So luckily, in my opinion, you have a little cheat here. If it's to the second power, it's got the one that has the 2 in it. If it's the third, it's got a 3 in it. If it's the fourth, it's got a 4 in it. 5 got a 5 in it. So that helps you remember which row to use. So in order to do these problems, the easiest way is just to kind of jot down this Pascal's triangle, unless you just want to memorize every row off the top of your head. I just start doing it. That's my way. But let's try to apply that method. Okay, so in this problem, it may ask you 2 or 3 different things. It could ask you the coefficient of a specific term. It could ask you a particular term, or it could just ask you to expand. So let's look at some of those just basic expansions. So let's look at m minus 4 to the fourth. So the thing that you need to do is think, okay, it's to the fourth. So we're going to use the fourth row of Pascal's triangle. Okay, so I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. So the fourth row means it goes 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. Okay, and this is just how I organize the work. You can choose how you want to do it. I think this is probably the easiest so that you don't miss any of your exponent rules or any missed multiplication, things like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first term, whatever it is, and you're going to write it below in each column. Okay, and we're going to start with whatever our exponent is and count down. Okay, then you're going to take your second term. We're not going to worry about signs right now. We're just going to take the term itself and we're going to write it in each column. This time we're going to start at 0 and count up. Okay, so if you do this process, you've got to do it the exact same way I'm doing it, meaning the first term starts at the highest exponent and counts down. The second term starts at the lowest exponent and counts up. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to multiply down each column. Okay, so we have, oops, so sorry. Let me try to, the tablet went crazy there. So here we have 1 times m to the fourth times 4 to the 0. Here we have 4 times m to the third times 4 to the first. Here we have 6 times m squared times 4 to the second. Here we have 4 times m times 4 to the third. Here we have 1 times m to the 0 times 4 to the fourth. Okay, well, anything to the 0 power is 1. So when it has a 0 power, those basically go away because if I multiply by 1, it doesn't change anything. So in this product, I have m to the fourth. Here I have 4 times 4 to the 1. So 4 to the first is just 4 times 4 is 16, m to the third. 4 to the second is 16. 16 times 6 is something. Calculator did funny, 96. M squared. 4 to the third is 64. Times 4 is 256 m. 4 to the fourth is 256. Okay, so there's our terms. Now we have to worry about signs. If we had a plus sign in this parentheses, everything's positive. But we don't. We have a subtraction sign. So you alternate signs. The first one is always positive, minus, positive, minus, positive. Okay? So if you do it in this way, you don't have to really worry about signs because you just put your terms down and then the first one's positive, second one's negative, third one's positive, so on and so forth. If it's plus in the parentheses, everything's positive. Okay, so try and do a couple of them in here and see how you do, and then I'll do another couple of videos.